All righty. This is going to be awesome. Okay. During the COVID pandemic, I've been doing lots of work from home, like so many of you, and people are always commenting on the quilts that I have hanging in my house, as well as the beautiful quilts that I have hanging in my office. The quilt in my district office has gotten accolades for being the Zoom background you can't look away from, but it's not a Zoom background, it's a quilt that my mom made for me. So to talk about this today, I wanted to talk to the person who designed and made these quilts, my mom, Liz Porter. Hi, Mom.
Hi, how are you, Kate?
Just fine. I always feel very comforted in my offices because I have something that you made for me to celebrate my election and my being able to do this work in my offices.
You had called me and said, do you have any quilts, Mom, that are kind of modern looking, that have a lot of orange in? And I was just finishing the binding on this quilt. And I was like, oh, I hate to have it go away so soon, But I immediately finished the binding, packed it up, and sent it to you. I just made another one, made it just a little bit different, and now I have one of my own.
You also made a quilt for me for my Washington, D.C. office. It's totally different. This one is blue and white. It's very traditional, where the other one is modern. It sort of fits the two parts of my job, being in these two different locations.
I called it Corona del Mar because I never know what to call things. And I thought, well, that's the name of a beach near where you live. So I thought that was kind of a fun name for it because I knew I was going to give it to you.
Do you remember this?
Oh my gosh, I think that was the very first quilt I made.
This is the very first Liz Porter quilt, and she made it for me. I just want to say to my siblings, I came first, and my mom made the very first quilt for me. Quilting for you has been a hobby. It's something you've done since I was a little girl, but then it became a business, and you were an entrepreneur.
With small children, I felt like nothing I did stayed done. Cooking didn't stay done. Picking up toys definitely didn't stay done. Changing diapers didn't stay done. When I sewed two pieces of fabric together, they stayed together unless I chose to take them apart.
One of the things I remember as a kid is getting to watch you succeed at your business and being really proud of watching your business grow. And I would go to sleep listening to the sound of the sewing machine because you would be up late when it was finally quiet and you'd gotten us put to bed and you'd be up late sewing.
And even when you were just a little girl, Katie, I think I bought you a toy sewing machine when you were like 3 or 4 years old. You cocked your head and sat at it just like I sit at my sewing machines.
I remember as a kid, people stopping us and saying, is that you, Liz Porter? And I remember as a kid being like, oh my God, let's just go. And that same thing happens now to my kids when they're like, is it you, Congresswoman Porter? And my kids are like, oh mom, let's just leave. It's so boring for kids, but at the same time, you're proud because you know that your mom is helping people and teaching people and that people want to talk to them. So everybody call your mother, chat with them. You'll enjoy it just as much as I have today talking to my mom.
Bye, Kate.